Bonafide Hustler here. What is going on, peeps? Coming to you live at 10:45 a.m. on a Thursday here in Austin, Texas. I'm sitting in my house, in my office, and today we are going through The Breakdown, which is a show, and the premise of the show, let me let you know real quick what it is. We go through some of my previous videos, right? And we kind of dissect the garage selling day that I did, and I give you a little bit more insight on, why I pulled the trigger on certain things, why I didn't pull the triggers on certain things, and the truth behind the triumph or the truth behind not finding things. So I think it's a really interesting kind of concept, and it's one of those kind of experimental things. So one of the things I want you guys to do is, while you're through the show or anything like that, if you're watching it live, there's a live feed. You can communicate with me, like, if audio is good or not good, or this is not really working for me, or whatever, or if you like it a lot, and then you can put in the comment feed as well. Even after the show is live, you can say this is a pretty interesting way of, looking at garage sales and learning through this. But the main goal of this show, guys, is to watch through some of my previous videos. We're going to be looking at some from 2013 and kind of show you not only how I've grown from there, but like just my expertise now is just at a whole different level when it comes to garage sales and items in general. We're going to look back at there and kind of dissect it. We're going to break the video down and take a look where I went wrong or where I went absolutely right. And I think in these two videos that we're about to watch here, you're going to like them. So these videos are about 6 minutes a piece, but then with the breakdown, it gets a little on the explanatory side, but that's good, because through the explaining is where you get the learning, and that's what it all comes down to. Is like, I want you to take away in about 45 minutes or an hour an intense amount of learning through some of these previous videos. Now I'm going in order, and I just picked a random spot yesterday to pick in 2013, and we're going to start proceeding down my edited videos on these breakdown videos, and we're eventually going to get to a point where it's like you're going to start seeing me find like crazy amounts of stuff. But some of these earlier ones, I realized, man, I was filming a lot of also not finding things at garage sales, whereas current day, that doesn't happen that often. But back in the day, it was happening just because of random things. I just didn't know as much, or I knew a lot, but I just didn't know as much. So number one thing you can do when you are trying to be an aspiring, amazing garage saler, or you're just trying to make an extra $1,000 in your bank account on top of what you're doing with your resale business, is to learn more all the time. Okay, get smarter at the game. Not so much items, right? It's the processes that make you faster in the field. It's the outlook, the positive outlook. It's all that kind of stuff that will make you big money later on. So I want to shout out a couple people that are here, and then we're going to get into the program. So we have Jason Kreider, what's up? We have Thrifting Therapy, Jerry T. It's good to see all you guys. What's up? Good morning, Chris, and other thrifters. So yeah, we got a lot of positive people here in the feed. Then one of the best things to do with this show right now, doing the breakdown, is also is right in garage sale season. Like, I don't know about your town, but my town here in Austin, Texas, it is neighborhood-wide garage sale season now. Like, there's 2 times a year, right? There's obviously in the spring, people are clearing things out, and then there's right about now fall, right? Fall's nice, and it's like everyone wants to be together, and like right before the season's turn, they try to have a pretty good garage sale. So there's 2 times in a year, at least in this town, where people really go crazy. The community-wide, neighborhood-wide garage sales, and anytime you hear those 2 words, community or neighborhood-wide, boom, you should be like dropping every plan you have, because that's big money. Okay, and you got to be able to see that and recognize it. Like, there's no plans that matter more than that, unless it's like a funeral or something crazy. But like, you literally need to be on point for 3 to 4 hours on maybe multiple days on a weekend just to make this happen. And if you're thinking like, it just seems like a lot of work, it is work. Like, this is work. It's not, I'm not going to say that it's not easy, because it actually is really easy to make this money, but it's not, there's a lot of follow-up, right? There's a lot of like insight. There's a lot of learning that you got to bring to the table. And, there's plenty of people out there that pull the trigger on a really bad item. So the goal of this show is to show you guys, like, right in the midst of neighborhood-wide garage sale season, like, show you guys like how I'm thinking. And then when you go out to the field, you start realizing like, all right, I know what to pass up. I know what not to pass up. I know why he bought that certain item. I have it right in front of my face. Like, maybe I'm going to buy 2. And that's what it's all about. It's about giving you guys more confidence out there in the field, and really treating this thing like a super business, like making serious money to where you want to pay off your house faster. That's cool. You want to pay a car payment. That's great. You want to take your lovely lady or your lovely husband out to a steak dinner, one of those things, then yeah, that's cool too. You want to pay something for your children, buy them a new bike, you can do that. So, extra money, no matter how you look at it, you can work smarter, not harder. And that's what these shows are about. It's about how to work smarter, not harder. Okay. So what's up, Paul Rhodes? Good to see ya. And Gina Malika, good to see you. Okay, so we got 14 viewers in the house. I'm going to do a screen share. What I do is I pull the microphone off, I put it to my speaker, and then we watch the video, and I voice overlay what's going on, and I pause the video many times to give you guys insight on what's up. Where we're looking at some very cringy type videos from back in 2013, back when my editing wasn't really super on point, but still I was garage selling back then, and we can learn a lot from these videos. So I'm going to take the headphones down. We'll have to do a sound check, and I'm going to be pressing play on a video. If we can hear it good, I want you to put that in the comment field. I want you to put, I can hear it perfectly fine. If I need to pull the microphone back from the speaker, then I need to do that. But that's where you guys come in and help me out, okay? So let's do this right now. I'm going to get to the screen share. And we're going to get to, where's this video? Let me make sure. I think it's right here. All right, so I'm going to present to everyone. This is as big as I can get it, Jerry T. So hopefully you guys can watch this. Hopefully, oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so maybe what I can do for you is, let's see if I can get, I don't want really a full screen. I guess I could full screen it. That full screens it for me, but I can't really tell you guys what's going on. It's the only problem. I can't monitor the comment feed if I do that. So I guess I could go theater mode. Yeah, that might be a little bit better. If this is any bit better for you guys, let me know, okay? So here's the first part of the video. All right, and we're going to press play, and I'm going to take my headset off right now and put it to the speaker. I'll still be able to talk to you guys and still be able to see comments, so 1 second. Who is this dumbass on the camera? Okay, can we hear that pretty good, or is it teeny? Is it too noisy? Let me know. I can put my volume down. Let me know real quick. I'm looking at the comment feeder right now. What's up, Cape Cod? I want you to help me out, Cape Cod. You're one of my best friends today.
Yes, it's time for the ride-along. Whoosh.
Okay, are we getting any distortion or anything like that, or can I continue? Let me know. If it sounds good, we are going to continue with the show because there's a lot of dialogue going on, and I want to make sure that you guys can hear it and you can hear me perfectly fine. And by the way, I created this intro in Windows Live Movie Maker back in 2013. That is just, I can hear your voice. I can hear better than I can hear your voice now. Okay, so I think we're okay for the most part. Let me just get kind of close to the mic with my voice. And so yeah, I created this in Windows Live Movie Maker. I basically took slides and I reduced them into, instead of 1 or 2 second increments, to be like a 1/4 of a second increment, and that's why you can get that flashy kind of look, and you can roll a bunch of pictures through, and you can basically show people like, okay, this is what I've been hustling, you know. So that was my kind of goal with it. But you can do a lot of really cool things with free programs that are in your computer right now. Windows Live Movie Maker is on all the Windows products and or all the Microsoft products, and then there's Apple. There's one called like iMovie or something for any of the Mac products.
What's up, guys? It's Chris, the Bonafide Hustler, coming to you live from inside my girlfriend's car, and we're on the.
Who is now by the way, it's now my wife. So the same car is still here. It's a hybrid Prius from 2013. We did buy it new because, and we coincidentally, but we bought this car when the gas prices were at like $4 a gallon. And since we bought the car, the gas prices went down, and we're like, damn. So like then the Prius prices went down too on resale. But honestly, if you ever get a chance to own a Prius, it's one of the most amazing cars ever. Especially, it's great for hustling. Absolutely great for hustling.
Did some garage sales this morning. I feel pretty good. I wouldn't say well rested, but pretty good. I got my garage.
I can't tell you how many times I go to garage sales and I've been under rested, but I still over deliver. And that's a very important kind of thing that I wouldn't say I'm very proud of, because honestly, if I could come to the table a lot more rested, I think I would have a better outlook on my day, which I think people that watch my videos can definitely agree that my outlook is definitely not a bad one. Like I'm always pretty positive and everything like that. But when you have a good, rested routine, and you have good sleep, and you're willing to, you can conquer the day any way you want. I've noticed that if I get any less than about 6, sometimes 5 hours of sleep, I can deliver, but it's only for like
3 to 4 hours, and then I'm just done. Like after these garage sale days, I'd come home and I would like take pictures of my stuff like right in my front yard because that was like what mattered to me on Facebook. And then after that, I would crash out on the couch for like an hour or two. So I try not to do that anymore, but I still, being like the life of a content creator, you're always thinking at a million miles an hour. And I was always thinking of like how to make my garage sale list better the night before. And it was a lot of prep. These were all paper lists that I was dealing with. There was no yard sale treasure map back then. There was no gsailor.com. This was straight off of Craigslist. Was how I was finding all this stuff.
List out. And if you guys are checking out my channel for the very first time, this is what I do to make extra side money on the weekends, and it works really, really well. And sometimes during the week I do it too. But join me as we go garage selling. I got my trusty list here to my side, and it's full of bikes, sporting goods, all kinds of stuff. So
you notice how I said it's full of bikes and sporting goods? That's because when I go to Craigslist, even today, like to the present day, I will use the search function to put bikes and sporting goods and bike and bicycles, camping gear, anything that'll lead me into the actual person that cares about some of the things that I really know a whole lot about. Let me put this into context. Like if I was to look for Beanie Babies, right? It's going to put me in a sale that has Beanie Babies and likely a bunch of random, really bad things that I don't care about. If I put myself into a garage, if I search the term lacrosse gear, right? Then I'm going to find myself in a place where the family cares about active children. I'm more likely to find a bike there for sale, a skateboard, football gear, right? Because usually when you play lax or lacrosse, it's a team sport, and you're likely to play also soccer and a couple other things. And there's some money in, soccer gears, soccer balls, certain ones, volleyballs. So you have to think, in a psychological sense, what's going on. Like it's actual psychology you don't want to find yourself in a garage sale where you absolutely don't agree with the seller that's there. When you're doing these searches, you can search for anything that you want, but just know that if you want to find yourself in front of, let's say, video games, right? You would do a search for Nintendo, Nerf, because anyone that messes with Nintendo with video games has probably got Nerf guns all over the place. You want to search, Xbox, everything possible that has to deal with video games, and these are manual searches you have to do.
See what we can find today. Every day I'm shuffling.
See, I told you this was going to be a very cringy kind of thing. I'm sorry about this part, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, so first garage sale of the morning. Let's go check it out. It's actually over there in the corner. I don't know if you can see some of the stuff. We'll see what we can get. Booyah! Got myself some bikes, dude.
All right, so one of the bikes is a Sprint, I believe a Schwinn Sprint, and the other one appears to be a GT triple triangle mountain bike. A Sprint, okay, so anytime you get a vintage steel frame road bike, which is the one that you see immediately, the blue one with the yellow handlebars, those in any relatively active bike town, like you can sell for literally like $100 at the lowest, or $80 if it's completely junked out, but it still looks promising. $80. We're talking about bike towns being places like, Phoenix, Seattle, LA, Miami. I mean, decent towns where you see active people jogging, running, all that kind of stuff. The bike behind it is a GT. It's not a Pantera, but it's this other one, maybe an Avalanche or something like that. It's a triple triangle vintage GT design. Those will sell in town between $130 and about $160, usually with aluminum frames.
Carrier already?
Yeah.
Totally sick deal. Plus, I got myself a little scooter thing, and you'll see what I'm talking about later. Man, that first garage sale was a score. Let's go find another one. Okay, I'm not playing around, so you know what that means. It's time for this. Oh, here we go.
So I thought back in 2013 that Starbucks was like literally like the best coffee on earth. Come to find out that honestly, like Starbucks buys the lowest, the bottom of the barrel grade coffee bean out there. That is so bad. It's like a grade 5 or 6 out of like, all those other grades, and they're buying the bottom, like the actual bottom, and it's like way over roasted than it should be. But back in the day, I didn't know any better, right? But I go to Starbucks to get these things called doppios, which are 2 shots of espresso, and it really charges me up, especially if I only had 4 or 3 hours of sleep.
All right, so I just popped out of that garage sale right there, which is cool because I did find an awesome hitch bike rack for an SUV for really cheap. So let's go find another garage sale. Things are popping today.
Okay, so hitch bike racks are really great things to hustle in active bike towns. As you can see in this Prius, I have all my seats folded down. If you ever have a chance to put all your seats down in your car, A Prius is not a, it has a trunk, but it's like a hatchback type thing, right? Which gives me the ability to fold all the seats down. Anytime you go hustling, if you have the ability to do this in your vehicle, do it. Very important, because you don't want to be doing it on the site, and you don't want to be wasting time, taking things out of the car, putting things back in. It just tears into your garage sailing day. Remember, when you're on for garage sales, you're on. You ain't messing around with filling up with gas. You're not messing around with going to the bathroom, getting food. You're focused on making money. That's one of the biggest tips I can give you guys, is really treat it like a business, and stop screwing around. We also have an eBay box in the background here that's going out. Look at that. Hustler making money back in the day. But yeah, this is a hitch bike rack right here. Just by looking at it right now, this looks like a Yakima, but if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, this, Yakima, Thule, those are the two main manufacturers of bike racks that you want to be messing with. A hitch bike rack means it goes into the back hitch receiver of any SUV or car. There are two different sizes of hitch receivers out there. There's a 1.25, which is usually found on smaller cars like Foresters. I even have a 1.25 hitch on my Prius that goes to a bike rack. Think smaller, not the kind of hitch that you put a tow ball on and you start towing a boat with, but a very small kind of hitch where you can put an accessory type thing on the back, whether it be a tiny tray or a bike rack. That's for a 1.25. Then you have the stronger type hitch racks, or the hitch receiver things called 2-inch receiver hitches. And you can put anything that's 2-inch in there. So bike racks like the one you're seeing right here can go in there. You can put big ass trays where you can go camping with it and put all your bags and your stove and your wood on the back, before you go camping. You can tow boats with it. And that's what I have now on my SUV. I have one of those big ones on there, and I have a really big bike rack that swings away. And that's a little bit more utility based, but just know that if you want to become a good hustler and just hustle bikes, you don't need a 2-inch receiver rack. I mean, if you have a small car, it doesn't matter if it's a Protege, an Elantra, a Prius, a Camry, you can get, and I advise that you get a 1.25 hitch installed on your car. It's actually really easy to do. If you know how to jack up a car, you can just order it on eBay. But it's only going to go in with 4 bolts. Every hitch goes in with about 4 bolts. And then after that, you add any type of, ending that you want. You can put a bike rack, you can put a tray. It's up to you guys, But that's how you make your vehicle expand it more. Because if I didn't have that hitch in the back for those bikes, guess where those bikes would be, guys? In the car, tearing up the interior. So there's a reason why I have it. I got it literally in the first 2 weeks of getting the Prius. We put a rack on the back.
For an SUV for really cheap. So let's go find another garage sale. Things are popping today. Okay, we're going to check out that garage sale over there. It's a sign, but it goes to a backyard. So we're going to see what...
Don't ask me why I didn't pull all the way up to this one. I don't know why. Why am I filming this thing from Egypt? I have no idea. What's up, David? Good to see you. What's up, Jerry? Yeah, I have no idea. I should have just pulled right up. But anyway, the camera that I have is really, really crappy for back then. I didn't know any better, right? I'm the kind of person that's I don't need to get it perfect to start. I just need to start, and I can make anything happen. And I hope you guys understand that when it comes to professional life or content creation life or anything that you're desiring. The fact that everyone's got the greatest ideas in the world, but the execution is where it separates the good people from the people that or just talk, right? So you have to understand that me filming with this crappy potato-ish camera is just the beginning of something big. And of course, if you know my story now, it has absolutely materialized into something much better. But it all starts somewhere. The journey of making $1,000 extra a month or $2,000 or $3,000 all starts with just getting out there and waking up, right?
You can find there. Dang, this day just keeps getting better and better, dude. Check this out. Stacks of Pearl Snap shirts that are just made
there. Let me see if I can get
look at the quality of these Pearl Snap shirts. Look at that one. Just an awesome
Okay, so a Pearl Snap shirt like this would be a very high indicator. I mean, a perfect example of a shirt that would sell in my booth for about $27. That's a good one. But let's go back and look at the haul. I'll show you something real quick that I saw. All right, so you see this one right here. Actually, I ended up keeping this one, that one right there. I think eMoney kept this one. I gave that one to eMoney, and then this one, that one, this one, that one, and that one all went to the booth. And I sell shirts and Pearl Snap shirts in my booth, my antique mall booth, for minimum 10, maximum 27 is the checks that I get cut out for them. So I've never had an amount less than $10 cut out, and I've never had a check more than, or an amount dispersed to me over 27 bucks for a Pearl Snap shirt. So that's the spread I work with. Anytime I can find Pearl Snap shirts for like 2 or less, and if they're in this caliber of Pearl Snap shirt, I'm going to go up to about 3, because these are much nicer, better designs, better colors. And of course, you saw that last one, and that last one had a really nice pattern on it.
Stacks of Pearl Snap shirts that are
All right, we don't have to watch it again.
awesome,
anyway.
awesome shirt. So a bunch of Pearl Snap shirts, some old Cannondale racks or bags for a bike, really cool, and a really neat vintage hat. Wow. Let's go find some more stuff.
That hat, I don't know if you saw it in the background, but that hat is a perfect example of a hat you just put in my booth for like 10 bucks and it totally sells. That one actually took like 6 months to sell. You see it in one of the frames. There it is right there. So just kind of an FYI.
Or bags for a...
All right, so this is where I go through Austin, Texas, and I come up to this garage sale, which I actually still remember to this day.
See if this is any good. Dude, I'm just like scoring left and right today, so it's an amazing day already.
So those are elk antlers right there, and they're, I guess that the term I'm looking for is maybe atypical, right? So like the left side doesn't match the right side. It's just like a weird, they're both going up and curling like they should, like antlers, but like there's certain prongs, I guess is what you call them, or whatever, like things that jut out from the main body, and it's not universal on both. The more universal the thing starts looking on both, you start having a little bit, you have a better chance of selling it for bigger money. Now, if you do notice that there's a plastic bag on the back of it, because I don't know if they did a good job boiling the scalp of this elk, because there's still scalp attached to this thing, and it's in that plastic bag, and it was sitting in a garage, and it did smell horrendous. But I still popped on it. I believe I sold this one for 80 bucks in my booth. I bought it for 20, maybe 25 or something like that. Something like that. Let me see.
Some elk horns for real cheap. So that was a good deal.
Shoot, I call it real cheap. Real cheap, I know, it was like 20 or 25 bucks. But anyway, they did sell for about 80 in my booth because they're big, and there's no way in hell I'm going to box that up for eBay. And besides, no one on eBay would spend big money on elk horns if they weren't, the kind that they could hang up, or the kind that they could take apart and make like knife handles out of it and chew things for their doggies and stuff. But you have to be real careful with the more symmetrical it starts looking and this and that. That's where I start bringing it to places like that.
And I also got a pair of boxing gloves back there. You might be able to...
Those actually didn't sell for anything. They were pretty much worthless. I actually have them still at home, and I'm actually using them.
See them a little bit. Anyway, so it's been a really good day so far. I'm going to keep on going. Okay, so I tried to catch up to this guy in front of me, but I really couldn't because I had to take a left to this one garage sale. But that dude's license plate started with BFH. That was incredible. So that's a really, really good sign.
Guess what BFH stands for, guys? Just take a guess, a wild guess.
There should be a garage sale at the end of this street. This one should be really interesting because it just sounded like super liquidation, and it had decent quality stuff.
Notice how I said super liquidation. Anytime I see super liquidation with decent quality stuff, liquidation is a very interesting term. If you ever see it on Craigslist, or everything must go, make your offer, any of these kind of terms that sound dire and desperate, right? You got to go show up to these kind of places, because liquidation, dire, desperate, or like, should I say, liquidation, and any sort of desperation, right? Like everything must go. If not sold, we donate it all to a thrift store. You have to, you have to make sure that you realize urgency. And when someone, as in the seller, is very urgent and is projecting that out on a Craigslist ad, man, that is the time to show up, because a lot of times that's where, like, okay, just take the whole stack of books for $5. It could be like 30 books. Okay, like, what will you give me that? And it's like a really awesome juicer, right? And you're like, I'll give you $10, and they're like, nah, it's, or they say like, make an offer, and I say, and they're like, how about $10? And I'm like, oh, it's okay. And I keep putting it down on the table, and they go, okay, hold on, how about $5? And I'm like, I'll give you 3, right? I mean, that's the kind of mentality you have at these kind of sales. So they're very, I wouldn't say desperate, but they know that there's a goal at the end of the day, and that goal is to not have any of those items there.
Oh, I'm gonna go check this one out. All right, so I think it's right over there, and I'm gonna go check this sucker out. It's getting better and better. Oh, I got some awesome skates.
I love finding skates like that, by the way. And I found a really amazing pair recently that I actually put on eBay for like $240. And I'm keeping them super high because they're even better than the ones that are in this picture. And they're super, super awesome. They are size 12, which is my size. And I got to tell you how much it's taken for me to resist putting them on and like just taking a weird picture or doing something stupid in them. But if I do that, I'm not good with roller skates. That happens to be one of the only things I'm not really good at are roller skates. So I decided to just box them right up. They're on my wall and in my garage, and they're ready to go out to the buyer. But yeah, these kind of skates are vintage roller, retro roller skates. I would consider them retro. They're not exactly super vintage, although people are going to use that word vintage when it comes to a keyword in eBay because they know that people are going to look at them and go, okay, well, it's not vintage, but it's more retro, and that color's sick, so maybe I'll just take these. But yeah, nothing here cost a whole lot of money. Got more Pearl Snap shirts, as you can see. Pearl Snap shirts just sell like a freaking boss in my booth. You have no idea.
A really cool beer sign, another Pearl Snap shirt, pair of antlers. What else did I get? Oh, and some really, really cool snowboard bindings for women. Man, this day's just awesome. Okay, so
have you noticed that one of the things that I do in my videos now is if I'm happy about something, I tend to teach more now than I do anything. So I'm always showing the item more. And it's just this is just the way I've morphed into. I realized that making videos on YouTube showing you that it's possible to do garage sales when I was early back in the day. Some of my early videos were me in the garage, just talking about my finds from garage sales. Then I realized people were like, take me on the road with you, right? I want to see what you're doing. And that's where the ride along kind of was born. It wasn't my idea. It actually was a subscriber's or a comment that I got in, like, take me with you, and that's one of those things where I get great ideas from people's comments. So if you ever have a good comment or something that you want to see on the channel, it's very important that you put it out. It doesn't matter if it's my channel or someone else's, because, as content creators, we do read the comments and we do take this into account. I've had so many suggestions on, bring the whiteboard back. I don't know if anyone knows what that means out there, but if you're a diehard Bonafide Hustler fan, you know exactly what that means. But yeah, the ride-alongs were actually born from a comment, and I started bringing people around. I didn't know this is kind of like the first stages of it. And now if you look at my ride-alongs, I'm actually explaining the items better, making it funnier, making it really worth your 10 minutes that you spend on my channel. And it's just the natural progression of the ride-along. But I just want you guys to know that I am definitely cognizant of the fact that I'm not telling you guys what it's going to sell for in this video. And that's one of the best parts about the breakdown, is admitting where my journey has been and where I could have done it better. And the fact that I can still, to this day now, I can look back and look at the breakdown and tell you like what the span of what something's selling for in my booth or my eBay or whatever.
We're in South.
No, the video. So Mr. Easy Going, the video is not locked. I just press pause and play every now and then.
And a bunch of yard sale signs, and we're gonna check out this one. It doesn't look that great. This sale looks freaking terrible. I'm still gonna check it out though. Yeah, it sucked, but there apparently are a bunch of garage sales going on in this part of the neighborhood, so I'm gonna check out some more. All right, so it sucked as planned, but
this makes me laugh because I previewed this video slightly before putting it on the show, but it's funny how I thought it was so important to show how many garage sales sucked through my entirety. I literally put every garage sale on the ride along in these videos, and now I don't. Now I put more of the triumphs on there, and I teach more through my ride-alongs, because let's face it, everyone should know that not everything, when you go garage selling, you find stuff, yes, and you don't find stuff, and that's just how it happens. But I think it's just like American Pickers. Like if you were to see all the stuff that they pick, or all you're seeing on the 22 minutes of a 30-minute episode is you're just seeing their triumphs, right? That's what makes the TV good. Because if it was just like, oh, we didn't find anything here, or Hobo Jack didn't want to make a deal with us, then how fun would that be? Like honestly, like over and over. So that's the reason why my early videos have a lot of showing you how many I didn't find things at, and how my new videos now are not like that, because it's all about teaching you guys stuff.
Not a big deal. I seem to see a bunch of other stuff going on in this neighborhood, so I'm gonna go check out these other things. They're probably gonna suck too, but since I'm here, why not, right?
And by the way, that's not a negative outlook. That's just my sarcastic mind just being stupid in front of the camera. I'm never like going down the street like thinking that whatever I go to is predicted by what I've been to. Does that make sense? So like if I'm going down the road, I'm not like, okay, well, the garage sale I was just at sucked, so that means everything forward must suck. The only time I ever do anything sort of close to that thought process is if I'm in a neighborhood-wide garage sale where I can safely assume, with the amount that I've gone through so far, that the rest would suck too. Like at that point, I realized that the neighborhood has a lot of the same kind of people. and then I make the executive decision. Executive decision, like I'm some big boss or something. But then I make the executive decision to leave the neighborhood but I'll damn near see 30 garage sales. I might walk up to 5 of them. I might bird's eye view 25 from the car. But if I'm not seeing what I want, that is pretty indicative that the entire neighborhood is likely to be the same. I just, don't need to go down all the extra streets. And I do that all the time. So you have to listen to your hunches, and you have to be willing to look at the analytics. And the numbers are right in front of you. As you go to garage sales in certain neighborhoods, if you're popping and you're making money, boom, stay in that neighborhood. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you guys.
All right, everything sucked over there, and that's not a big deal. The quality is just not that good in this part of town or this neighborhood, so I'm going to exit this thing. I'm going to do a couple more garage sales, and I'm going to call it a day. Okay, I'm going to check out this one and see if I find anything. All right, not too bad. So for like $1, I swung on this little cart thing that you would like tote around in a swap meet, for example.
This is very irrelevant. There was a little cart that I bought. It was so dumb. Like, I don't even know why I'm showing you this, but it's a little pull cart. We don't have to see it, but it's nothing special. We'll go into this Goodwill.
Okay, I'm going to check out this. Maybe one more garage sale before I get home. But into the Goodwillio I go. Okay, so I'm out of that Goodwill. I didn't find anything in there, but I actually went in there just to bid on an item. The item was a robot from the last video that you saw. And we'll see if I win it. I don't think I'm going to win it, but
So if you watched my last Bonafide breakdown video, which was yesterday, we looked at a garage sale that I go in with a college picker and Emerson and Ethan, and there was a robot on display for auction that was going to be bid out effective Saturday of the week that you're looking at. And so I keep going in because I really want this robot. So I'm like visiting this thing all the time to see what the bid book looks like, and it looks like I'm getting outbid almost every time. But I really wanted this robot just for fun, right? I just wanted for a decoration. It was really cool. But yeah, outside of the fact that it was a robot or whatever the hell the item was, the concept of what's going on here is that I don't try to make my entire visit to the Goodwill wasteful, in the sense that when I go in, if I don't find anything, I have to keep remembering that, dude, there's still an auction that closes. At least here in Austin, Texas, the Goodwills have auctions that close every Saturday. And you can silent bid on these auctions while you're in the store all throughout the week. And if you're the highest person on Saturday, by the time they call your name out and you're physically not there, right, and no one outbids you, guess what? You win the item. So that's why I still try to make my stuff count when I go to Goodwills and I don't find anything. That's how it is in Austin. I don't know how it is in your part of town or your part of the world, but at least here, there's still a little bit of hope. And I get some crazy good scores from I can tell, man, there's some absolutely crazy scores that I've scored just from silent bidding in the auction book. I mean, you would not believe some of the things that I have found. You would not believe. And the funny thing is, a lot of that makes it to the green room, and I don't choose to make a video on YouTube about it because it's hard to capture what's going on, because I'm making a bid that's great, but then I win the item. Goodwill calls me on the phone. They go, you have by Tuesday to pick the item up. I go pick it up, and then I'll list it and it's gone. Like, it's usually that good of an item, typically.
Put the highest bid in there, and we'll see in about 3 hours whether I win this thing or not. My guess is I won't. But you know what? I do this a lot because, I'll win about 2 out of 20 bids, and I don't have to be present for the auction, so it's good. It's a good way to make some good extra money. Okay, last garage sale. It doesn't look like much, but I'm going to check it out anyway, and I'm going to go home after this. And, yeah, pretty good garage sale day so far. All right, so nothing there, but nevertheless, still an amazing garage sale day.
So that's one of the things, like, I never look back. If you ever watch my videos, I mean, I don't, like, when I shut off the camera, I don't go F and, the S word, and I'm like, I hate this day, blah, blah, blah. Like, this whole life sucks, and like some people might turn to that type of reaction, but I'm not the kind of person that does that. Like the person that you see on the camera is literally like the same kind of person. If you meet me in real life, you'll realize I'm extremely, there are 2 things that you might recognize about, well, 3 things. One is he's kind of a big dude, right? Some people look at me and they're like, God, you're actually kind of bigger than I thought. The second thing people say is that, or you might notice, is that he thinks a lot. Like, he's always thinking and like thinking about something. And that's true. That has actually been the story of my life. I'm always brainstorming something. And the third thing is I'm always positive, right? There's always, something great about every moment that passes. Like, there's always something really amazing. And so I never care to entertain negativity or negative thoughts going in my head. And I think it's very important that you guys do that too. What's up, Golden Finger Picker? Man, it's great to see you in here, man. Dude, GFP. Wow, great to see you. But yeah, there's no benefit. Show me some people that outside of Kanye freaking West, okay, like, but show me someone that like starts beef and actually gets them further in life, right? Like, it just doesn't happen in real life. No one. We're talking about companies, corporations. Nobody wants a negative thinking person. No one not wants a person close to them, their organization, that slanders someone else or down talks another person. No one cares to be around people that are jealous. No one cares about that kind of stuff. So the fact is, if you are that kind of a person, or if you know that type of a person, first of all, if you are that kind of a person, you better change it up, or your life is going to suck. The second thing is, if you are, if you know that type of person, I mean, really, really consider distancing yourself from these type of people, because they always say you are the average of your 5 best friends. And if any of your 5 best friends are negative, I guarantee you that is going to be getting into your personality somewhat, even a little bit. Okay, so and GFP, Golden Finger Picker, and go check out his YouTube channel if you get a chance. He's always running amazing live shows. He's saying, I think it's important to be real. People can see through fake. And I like that, because you can't, you'd be very surprised the visual and auditory clues that people can see in videos. Like, I think people might go like, oh yeah, I'm so positive, blah, blah, blah. And then they make videos and you see their Facebook post, or you see just interactions behind the scenes, and you realize like they're just saying it because it sounds cool, right? And then there's other people that you just see it and you realize, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, that's someone that's happy and actually content with where their life is. So you have to understand that it's the same as like people like, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. That's great, and then there's some people that are like, they don't brag about it, but they're like, yeah, I got a business. And you realize, okay, the person that brags like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm freaking awesome, like, usually sucks. And the person that has a business that doesn't have to brag about anything is usually the person that has a really amazing business. So anyway, always got to be super positive. Jerry T saying super positive, never downing on eBay. And hello to Chad. That's right. And Chad is the real deal. That's what Jason Kreider is saying. And I completely agree with you. I got to tell you one thing. I only have one thing against Chad, and that is, I think Chad waited for me to leave Austin, Texas. And then he comes to Austin, Texas and hangs out with like Deborah, and maybe, I don't know if it was Brock. No, I don't think it was Brock, but I know he came in Texas, and he came to my town on a weekend when I went to Naples. I go to Florida where he lives, and then he comes to Austin where I live, and we are literally in opposite ends of the U.S. I mean, opposite. We like swap. You ever seen that, like, what is it, like the parent swap or the parent trap? We're like Freaky Friday kind of thing where people swap each other. That's literally what happened. But I have a feeling this guy knew what was up, man. I think this guy knew what was going on. He was like, all right, Bonafide's out of Austin. That means there's definitely money to be made. I'm going to Austin. And then, of course, he does all the fun stuff. And then I'm not here. Anyway, but yeah, all in fun, Chad. Good to see you. All right, so this is the end of this video. Let's go to the next one real quick. Let's break down this next one. Who is this mop in the seat right here? Look at this mop right here. This is insane. Then we got some freaking like EDM DJ guy right here, and we have the mop right here. Well, anyway, let's see. The mop is actually College Picker, and College Picker is a YouTuber that I met back in 2013. This isn't the first time I think he hit Austin. I think it was before this, and kind of a funny story, and I'll make it really, really quick. But I was watching College Picker videos back in the day too, just like Urban Digger videos and all this kind of stuff when I was starting out YouTube, and he had more subscribers than me. And we were always having these little stupid contests, like, and everything, like, oh, let's race to 1,000 subscribers. And he actually won that race, and race to 10K. Maybe I won that one. I don't know. But there came a funny portion where I think maybe I interviewed him on a show, and I was like, well, whenever you're ready to come to Austin and mountain bike with me. And as a joke, I said that, right? And I was like, that'd be great, And like literally, like 4 weeks later, the guy's like, all right, I'm coming to Austin like 2 weeks. So you got a mountain bike for me or what? And I was like, what? So he actually comes to Austin, and yeah, I thought it was pretty amazing. That's how College Picker and I got to meet each other, and now we're in business together and all this kind of stuff, along with Rake and Profit. But yeah, back in 2013, little mop head guy right over here.
Bonafide Hustler here. College Picker here. Ethan here. Hey, what's going on, guys? We're just actually freestyling through Austin. No real plans, just
So we're freestyling through Austin, no real plans. I ain't gonna lie, we kind of partied the night before a little bit. We only have 3 hours of sleep in this video, And so we wake up and we are just going to freestyle it, as in just go around town looking for stuff.
Get some garage sales down this morning.
Have a good time with friends.
Yeah, I don't advise it. It's just a good time with friends, like we said. But when we look back at it on a business perspective, it was kind of like, well, if we had just prepared a little bit, we would have made probably double or triple the money that we make in this video. But I don't advise this to anybody. Like, you know, looking back at this, it's all fun and it looks pretty cool. And it's like, yeah, you know, Bonafide Hustlers like got other people in the car and everyone's like hustling and having fun. Problem is, 3 hours of sleep is not good. And second of all, freestyling, not advisable. Like, if you want to make good money, prepare, okay? Just prepare.
Be really, really fun. So we're going to take you along with us, and here we go. All right, so we got a church-wide garage sale here. It's going to be pretty awesome. What do you think, Eric?
It looks promising from a distance.
Okay, so he says looks promising. First of all, anytime you see church-wide or fundraiser or anything like that, guys, okay, get excited. Church garage sales are notorious for money, notorious for making big money, because everyone in the church just wants to raise money for either some sort of like outing, the church itself, or a retreat. You know what I'm talking about. But either way, when I get to a church garage sale, I get I don't know, it's not the impression. It's just the reality that a lot of people there don't really know what their stuff is worth, okay? And that's very important to being a hustler and a very educated hustler at that. And a lot of these church garage sales open early, okay? They're not going to be opening at 10 or 11. They're going to be opening in like 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning. So there's always like a super hustler that comes very early, like probably 1 to 3 of them that'll pick up either the bikes or the video games. And then there's still plenty of amazing stuff left over that it seems like they don't get to. And it's not uncommon to see lines in front of church-wide garage sales, especially if it's an indoor church sale. But church, if you search church, it's one of those things. If you're making a Craigslist list, make sure you put in church, okay? And make sure you put in fundraiser as one of your search terms, because those sales can be amazing. And if I could just get a pie chart going on right here, I would say 20% I strike out on, 80% of the time it's worth my time.
But you never know until you get close.
There's little Ethan. Oh. All right, man. Let's check it out. Never know.
And he was like, yeah, you see that?
All right, man. What'd you find, bro?
I got myself a laser printer.
Oh, there you go.
He's turned on the laser printer box.
Oh, that's a nice deal.
So back in this video, like, I didn't know jack about laser printers. I wasn't even doing FBA back then. I don't even know if CP was doing FBA back then, but I know he knew a lot about printers. And so he let Ethan have this one. I think it was like $10. It's a laser printer, which $10 for any laser printer that's halfway decent going to eBay at that time, you're definitely selling it for more than like probably 50 or 60 bucks. But nowadays, if you find a really sick laser printer, you might be able to just throw that thing right on Amazon. Even the crappiest ones seem to go for like 60 on FBA. So, well, I'll take that back. Not the crappiest ones, but you take just an entry kind of HP laser jet, for example, and that's going to be at least in that 50, 60 starting range. Then you get these more advanced ones. And then, you know, the pinnacle of printers, just look this up. I mean, if you want to, for confirmation, but I'll tell you right now, on firsthand experience, because I've hustled a decent amount of them now, are large format printers, okay? They are a little bit of the word that rhymes with itch, okay? And they're a little bit of a to ship out, okay? But usually they never come back, and usually they handsomely reward you with crazy money. Okay.
Good deal, good deal. All right, so we got this one over here. We're gonna check this one out right there. Let's go see this thing.
See, my filmmaking skills back in the day were so bad. Look how shaky this camera is. Like, it literally looks like, I don't know. It looks like this camera is on the end of a stick, and I'm like jiggling the stick as much as I can.
Did you find anything, man? No?
I found this Domo shirt at the last garage sale.
Oh, yeah, we found that.
So things like that, you know, if you have a booth, this would be a great thing to put in there. Anything with cult followings or Pokemon, Domo, you know, even Hello Kitty, things like that could make their way into a vintage retro antique booth. And if it has a strong enough following, you can go put it on eBay if you want. Even faded, even old, it does sell.
Almost search.
Did you find anything, man?
Nothing yet.
Yeah. We're going to be keeping on going around, but found this at that garage sale. It's a Bang & Olufsen.
So that's a Bang & Olufsen, which, first of all, Bang & Olufsen makes very, very high end, pretty decent sounding, but very interesting looking audio equipment typically is what you find out there. Okay, what I'm holding in my hand is actually a master controller, and a master controller would control like TV, VCR, blah blah blah, and the Bang & Olufsen system itself. But they're more or less known for their design rather than their sound. Bang & Olufsen is notorious for having just really pretty looking audio equipment. I mean, if you just look at sold auctions, you're gonna be like, holy crap, that just looks wild. So anyway, this master controller, I think I bought it for $5. It did not have a battery door. If I'm not mistaken, it was $5. Maybe it was $8. It sold for 30. So this is definitely one of those like risk kind of, not risk, but very low risk. But I wanted to find out the end of the story on this one because I know about Bang & Olufsen and it's hard to find this stuff out in the field. But at the same time, when I find even a master controller, this is one of those times where I break my rules and I don't have to make a killing on this thing. I just need to know the end of the story. And I don't know if I'm weird like that, but that kind of mentality has led me to be quite an amazing hustler in present day. When I just need to know the end of the story and I know that I'm not going to lose, I do it, right? Just because I need to know for myself. Um, I don't know how to explain it. I just need to know if it was worth it or what the market kind of is. And quite honestly, when I hustled this thing, I didn't look up on eBay. I just bought it and I went into the car because I need to know that bad to where I even dismiss all of the stuff. If I was to even, I don't even research it. This was a blind buy. I just bought it because of the name.
It's an all-in-one remote for $1, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, $1? Never mind. It was $1, so actually I made a little bit of money, not much.
I just like the brand Bang & Olufsen, so check out some more stuff. We're gonna check out this one right there. We're deploying. I'm doing it. Okay, we didn't put anything there. Let's go find something.
I'm not surprised we're not really finding much because we did not prepare it, so that doesn't make me happy. But this video published on June 27th, so it is outside of neighborhood-wide garage sale season now. It's the heat of Austin. We're talking 100-degree temps and everything. So yeah, that could play a role too because it's very, very, very hot outside.
We're gonna go check this one out right here. Didn't find anything there. We're gonna go find another garage sale or two. Check this stuff out. Ready to go? Okay, so we're actually here at Rudy's Barbecue, which is a good place to get a really good breakfast taco here in town. Breakfast tacos are really big here in Texas. You guys ever had a breakfast taco?
We have breakfast burritos.
Okay, so
breakfast burritos are, I guess, something similar.
Not breakfast tacos. So these are breakfast tacos.
So apparently Austin or like the South is really big on breakfast tacos. When I go to California, like no one has breakfast tacos. When I go to North Carolina, it doesn't seem like anybody even knows what a breakfast taco is. So maybe it's just something down here that we do. But either way, I think by the time we shot this frame, it was like 9:45, and we're getting a little discouraged. And I think it's just the weather's getting hotter. The garage sales aren't that great, and we're still trying to push, but it's tough. Like it's one of those. This is the reality of the matter: is we didn't plan hard enough, and we're pushing, but it's just not delivering.
From Austin, Texas, and it's about 9 o'clock.
We don't need to see the tacos
everywhere.
This is what Rudy's looks like.
This is Rudy's outdoor barbecue place.
The tacos are right here.
Yep. All ready to go. Also, Rudy's is like corral line style barbecue. You get into a line, you corral around to there, and you get your barbecue right there. What'd you get, man? Their chop is good here, right? What do you think? Good? Oh, yeah? We're going to go check out this sucker right there. Let's see what we can find.
Okay, what you're about to see here is very, very, very interesting. And being a homeowner, I realize now the value of what College Picker was saying in this video. Because back in the day, I didn't really, it's not that I didn't realize it, I just took his word for it and I was like, okay, I get it. And then he showed me like eBay completed and I was like, holy crap. Like in the car after the thing was shot, I saw like the fact that what he's saying is dead on. Like, and then being a homeowner, you'll realize what I'm talking about. What he finds here is very interesting and probably something you would never think to hustle. But as a homeowner that doesn't have one of these, or I had it, then I don't have it, then I have it, then I don't have it, you realize this is very, very important to being a homeowner.
Yeah.
People actually buy these on eBay. Surprisingly enough, I found this out a couple of days ago.
So it's a security sign for a house.
I learned this in Miami.
Okay, cool. All right. We'll see if it works, man.
So we say we'll see if it works, but right after the shot, I'm in the car and I'm like looking at all the eBay completeds, and like, you know, security signs have really crazy decent resale. At least back in 2013 it did. And as of like a year and a half ago when I needed one, right? Because I have my own security system in my house, right? It's a completely different system. And I was just looking for a sign, right? And I was like, well, let me just go on the internet and like, you know, just buy a sign. Like, I don't care if it's ADT or CPI or any of these other ones that are in town. ADT, is it ADT? Yeah, ADT, CPI. There's another one that everyone has. But anyway, um, yeah, it's one of those weird things that it deters thieves. I mean, we have dogs too. So like, if you come up to my front door and my dogs start going off, you would be an absolute idiot to go in my house. But if you get into my house and I happen to be home, you'd be like double idiot, because not only are you getting munched up by dogs, but you're probably getting shot down. But you know, if you are coming up to my house and you're like, okay, it doesn't look like anyone's here, and you have one of these signs, then that's a different story, because then you start realizing, okay, now there's an alarm I have to get by. Then I hear dogs barking, and then there might be a half French, half Filipino dude in there that's ready to blast me down. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just the kind of the order of how maybe a thief works, right? Usually when you get hit with, you know, houses that get broken into, they're looking for a nice exit strategy. First of all, I live in a cul-de-sac, so like that is just absolutely like the worst possible scenario for a thief. But you know, busy streets, nice, you know, ways of getting out, no sign saying an alarm system, and then when you get in the house, no alarm system. Then when you get in the house, no dog, right? It's kind of like a free for all. All they have to do is study your habits of when you go to work and all this stuff, and boom, like you could get wiped out pretty quick. So anyway, just kind of a heads up. These signs actually matter, even if you don't have the alarm system. That's what's really crazy. If you don't have an alarm system, those signs deter a lot of people.
Looking for an estate sale. We're gonna check out this one right there. It's an estate sale. So we found some stuff at that estate sale. Kind of cool. Found some beer stuff.
All right, so beer stuff. This is a beer tray, and beer trays have great resale. I actually have a beer tray right now on eBay for like $60. I think it's like 60, maybe it's 55. It's like $1 beer tray. I found it like a roller girl garage sale. They were raising money for someone that had cancer. But anyway, that's aside the fact. There was a beer tray there in mint condition. It was a very kind of a hard to find one. $55, I mean, is what I'm asking for it, or $60, something like that. But anyway, these kind of beer trays, this one just says Muleback. I have no idea what this beer is, but this one went to my booth. So a beer tray like this, that's like $5, and likely I paid less. Will go in my booth for about 20 to 40 bucks. And yeah, if you were to ask me how much does it sell for, I couldn't really tell you, because I find a fair amount of these. And but the crazy thing is, I don't ever usually find them in like very good condition like this one. So anyway, that Timbuk2 bike pack that you're seeing on top of the beer thing, I actually kept that, because that's, you know, in the open market, when you buy a bike and you need a little pack behind your seat to put your tubes and your air in and all that kind of stuff, those things run like almost 20 bucks a piece. So this one being $1, boom, I take it. And then there's a TI, I don't know, 83 or 84 back there. That one just went to eBay. This is pre-FBA, but yeah, I could have made more money. But then again, FBA was really not something most people messed with in 2013. But this is what I find at this garage sale.
2 bike bag and a TI 83. What'd you find, bro?
A deer scalp?
A deer scalp. Dun, 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 deer scalp. That is crazy. Let's get a close up on this thing, man. Look at this crazy thing.
So I could have sold that in my booth for about $30, because it looked nice and it had a scalp on it, a big deal. But yeah, about $30 for something like that, because people chop them all up and feed them to their dogs as like little chew toy things. And if you don't do that, you can still chop them up and make like knife handles out of them, axe handles. And if you still don't do that, you can just chop the little scalp thing off and just put it on your wall. It's pretty cool. But quite honestly, the fate of this one that Ethan is holding in his hand right now, it actually found its way onto the front of College Picker's car. He strapped it on there with like 4 zip ties, and he went across America with this on the front of his Scion. Pretty crazy. And Ethan was there too. So this one did not get resold, but kind of give you kind of an idea of what it could resell for. I think on eBay you could probably get some money for it. But anyway, very interesting to find this at a garage sale. You know, like usually you find them just the antlers, but this is like scalp and everything with it.
$5.
Comes with the ears and everything. I mean, if somebody's looking for a hat at Christmas time
Or a dog toy.
it's
It's awesome. So we're going around putting for garage sales and everything, finding some stuff here and there. More of like a leisurely day, honestly. We're just showing them around. I'm showing them around town, and then we're doing a little bit of thrifting, a little bit of pawn shops, a bunch of stuff. You find anything cool yet? I mean, you found some stuff, right?
Today, no.
Yeah, yesterday was pretty good. Yesterday was all right.
Yeah, yes.
See, the fact is, we didn't actually film the day before, so that sucked. I wish we could have shown you, but I think we did okay the day before with College Picker and Ethan.
Like the thrift stores have been okay. We are.
What about 3 hours of sleep?
Yeah.
The motorcycle rally has really kind of drained us and everything. Get in the shop, bro.
So there's a motorcycle rally called it's not Sturgis, but it's called the Lone Star Roundup. Not the round. It's called something else. Republic of Texas Rally. It's called the Rot Rally, and it comes into town once every year, right about the time that you're seeing this video, in June. And every motorcycle, it seems like in America, that's a Harley Davidson, anything noisy will be there, and the whole town just basically goes nuts for this thing. So that's what, I was trying to show them all that, and we're walking downtown looking at all the bikes, and literally for like dude, there's just every street downtown has like bikes, and they block out everything off, and it's just out of control. And the funny thing is, you'd be like, well, are people getting thrown out of the windows? I mean, are we seeing people like running over people and getting hit? No, like biker people are usually like really nice. They got crazy money. Like they just have money because the bikes, you got to understand, these bikes are like minimum like 14 grand. So they got money, and fights, not really. I mean, honestly, like, no, I haven't seen a fight yet or anything. I mean, everyone's just having a good time. So if you're ever thinking like bikers are idiots and crazy people and all that kind of stuff, it's not. Man, our town goes absolutely. We like bow down for these bikers, and local businesses here bow down for motorcycle bikers because they got plenty of money. You got to understand, a lot of these bikers that come to the Rot Rally are surgeons, they're doctors, dentists, lawyers. I mean, this is just maybe their alter ego, I guess, but plenty of money. I mean, that's a huge income generator for our town.
For the experience, like we're up right now, so we're good.
Yeah. We got a yard sale this week.
Not every day's a hit.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun though. My main goal is to show them around town and for you guys to have some fun. So we're gonna go party it up tonight.
Mountain biking today.
All right, so let me get this back on my head real quick here, and let me get back into the video, because that's pretty much the end of that video. I wanted to show you guys through 2 videos in how we break it down and how we kind of do it on the side. You're gonna see through more of these breakdown videos the fact that things gotta start getting crazier and crazier and crazier, because you gotta understand 2 things. I get smarter, I get better, and I film more, right? When I film more, you start seeing all these other days that you never get to see. And then the breakdown videos will start to get really amazing. But this is what I hope you guys take home from these videos, is that, 1, don't ever give up, okay? Don't ever give up when you're out there. I mean, obviously you have to give up at some time, but don't give up anytime early. You saw in this video around 9:45 we're eating tacos. That's probably, I'm a very educated garage selling dude, and right around 9:45 I think we were hitting our first one around 7:30, and between 7:30 and 9:45 we probably passed through 10 or whatever. We didn't find very much. It could very well possibly be just that type of day, and that's business, okay? But it's also that the Rot Rally's in town, and the Rot Rally brings a lot of people going into like the central part of Austin. And anytime there's like a UT home game, you'll see less garage sales. Anytime there's any sort of holiday like Memorial Day or Labor Day, one of those, you'll see less garage sales. So it could be one of those things affecting it. But we give it a decent shot. I would not say we gave it the best shot, and that's where number 2 comes in. Make sure you prepare. All right, prepare. Don't give up, and prepare. Very important. We didn't prepare in this video, and I think that's one of the interesting things about the breakdown videos is we can sit back, or I can sit back and know and tell you guys, like, you know what, I'm pretty good at what I do, but every now and then I go wrong. So like, anyway, this is a comment from Brian Huntsman. It says, you usually strike out before you hit a home run. Yeah, there's plenty of people that give up right before something amazing is about to happen. But you got to understand, in these garage sale videos, like I garage sale all the freaking time because it's a lot of fun and I make a lot of money. So I like doing this, and striking out is it very rarely happens in my book, like super strikeout. I'm talking like mega strikeout. That hardly ever happens. I can't remember the last time it did happen, although I'm pretty sure it's probably one of these 2013 or 2012 videos. But anyway, like I said, first thing, don't give up. Second thing is prepare. Okay. And the third thing is just have fun. Okay. Have fun. Because if you're not having fun, then what the hell is the preparation for? And what the hell is bringing like your A game to the table? What does that have to do with anything? If you're not having fun, then just get out of the whole thing. Like, don't do it. All right. So have fun. Very important. And with that, I want to tell people thank you for being here, because we're about the very end of the show and I got a lot of things I need to take care of today. Brian Huntsman, it's good to see you. Jason Kreider, good to see you. Cape Cod Reseller, good to see you. Mr. Too Easy Going, really good to see you. Jerry T, thanks for being here. Golden Finger Picker, thanks a lot, man. Good Used Goods, good to see you too. Crafty Caregiver, I see you. Mom Lab, David Mar Agiaga, Cape Cod Reseller, Paul Rhodes, and Jason Kreider, Thrifting Therapy. So said everyone's name out. Lonnie as well. Lonnie. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. You guys are totally welcome. Don't forget to hit this video up with a like button when you see it later. And like I said, if you listen to the beginning of this video, if you got any suggestions or anything, like how to make this better, just remember the ride-along videos came from one comment, right? I can't remember who the comment was, right? But it came from one comment. So great things come from sometimes just taking the time to put a comment down. Great things can come from that. Even if the comment is a constructive criticism comment, that's okay. But what I am asking you guys to do is just to hit the like button if you did like this thing, you're starting to find it of value, and then I'll hit you up with the next Bonafide breakdown video, which could likely be tomorrow. But till then, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye.